Cha hả? 16 lễ hả?
Còn 7 ngày là 16 lễ.
Không, mình không phải là xứ mà toàn mình làm 16 lễ đó.
Trời, không phải cha xứ mà làm 16 lễ. Đây một lễ 3 tiếng thôi.
Một lễ ở đây cũng 3 tiếng rồi đó. Chứ người kia chứ người này không phải đâu.
Cha nói đó, cha đi 6 giờ 45 mà 3 giờ cha về. 3 lễ. Thấy không?
Làm lễ.
Bây giờ bắt đầu là cho nhà thờ đã, rồi chơi học mới từ từ.
Kéo cái lo kẹo kéo thôi.
Đúng rồi đó, cái lo kéo kéo.
Thì đấy là portable head.
Vâng, karaoke.
Đi đôi cho cháu thôi.
Vâng, dạ.
This is the camp, the school with no electricity. So the classroom start from 6 to 1 o'clock.
They think about to save the rainwater.
Ah.
It's not the first.
Any question for Jeremiah?
I asked him about how they don't use the roof to save the rainwater. So he says it's they think about, right?
Yeah.
Black and rainwater?
Yeah.
It takes money to build a system. We don't have money
Yes.
for light, so that's very low priority. No, that's a priority of it.
Yeah.
But also that's like we get water from the tap. So you look at priority needs so far. Priority needs may not be water because we get water always in the school. So the things that like talk about learning resources are priority here. You know, we don't have lab supplies. That's our lab, which is sometimes it's a lab, and also it is also a library at the same time.
Yeah.
So when we do practicals, we use the same place. When we children have to study something in the library, the same. So we think about how can we be able to get learning materials and lab materials. How can we be able to have enough wash facilities, which is a very big challenge for us. What about these classrooms? Renovating them to make them kind of friendly. Those are so that we can even consult more, so that can reduce this number.
Even this is where we have school assembly.
Yeah, this is assembly.
1,800 students sit here,
They sit on the ground.
and we do not have microphone or speaker.
So they
It's
sit on the
basic stuff like
ground.
that we don't have money to buy.
And the teachers address them well seated. We cannot have chairs for enough of them, so they just sit here. These stones are the seats. These stones are the seats. That's where they sit. And Monday morning, then we address them. Then they go to their class.
And sometimes have meetings that sit for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, sometimes 6 hours. Sometimes when you have a lot of things to discuss, some agency come, UN will come, and they have to censor them on so many things. So this is their seats.
And here the teachers standing with us, sun
Yeah,
overhead.
so teachers can come and stand here, address them. Another come and stand and address them.
So
This is one of our smaller schools. There are schools even bigger, 3,000, 3,500, and no speaker either.
So this school was with one of the few learners actually. 1,000 is few learners. We have those with almost 3,000 learners. We have those with 2,500 learners. So you can imagine bigger schools than this. But also we have a special school for girls boarding only. We have a school which is so special for us with only 377 girls, and this school is a boarding school for girls within the camp here. And it's a school which houses admits girls with protection challenges, threats in the community, and they are kept there and supported, and they're given bursary scholarship to pursue their studies within the secondary school. It's a boarding school which is better facility than this. So if you have any girl with some protection threats, any issue in the community, they are taken to that school so that they can be able to proceed with their education.
I go there every Saturday to teach catechism and have mass with the girls.
It has got better services and better infrastructure.
And the girl get up at 4 o'clock every day.
Wow.
That's the schedule, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, they have to start
4 a.m.
by 4 o'clock. But these ones here, they come by around. But some that must understand also that I want to share. Like I mentioned that we have around 14,500 learners enrolled in our schools. But out of that, only 60% of them, which are around 10 to 11,000, who attend school regularly.
Oh, they don't come.
They don't come. Yeah.
what is the reason they don't come?
So many reasons. So many reasons.
Example, I mean,
They come to school, there's no chair for them to sit, so they don't come.
Yeah, sometimes so some of them like they are not feeling like coming to school. They don't come if they feel like. Some of them also they have a lot of issues that they don't come. Like if you have a child at home, you need to take care of your child, and you come to school when the child is now okay. You know, so there are a lot of issues. Only like around sometimes, and some of them just go back to their country of like the South Sudan, which is near. They feel like somebody want to move, they move. So we always try to keep them in school. The moment you tell them to go away, you'll take even 2 weeks before you get the number that you want. So only 60% attend the schools regularly. 60%.
60%.
Okay. But now what we did is like we've decided to bring on board hire some community mobilizers. Every school we assigned two for the last 1 month. Their role is to ensure that they trace, they track, and they bring back those who are not in school regularly.
Wow.
Especially the girls who sometimes have got children. Because when they go to breastfeed even, they don't come back to school. Some of them breastfeed. When they leave to breastfeed, they don't come back to school. So we have assigned per school two. Their role is like they look at the register every day, attendance. They're not in school, they move to the community. And then they share with us. What is the issue? So we bring the counselor. We've also hired a counselor, school counselor. So they refer to the counselor. We do a lot of now counseling and the support, and then you see what is the issue, how can we support you? Is there something that you can do? Which needs are you really lacking? Then we come in to support those. So it's a strategy that's going to help us improve this attendance from 60 to around 90%. And anytime that there's some conflict, like we had a conflict in the camp here around June, the community conflict. So the community were fighting each other.
60,000 people.
Yeah. So anytime you have conflict, there's insecurity. They leave school and they take time for them to come to school again. So anytime there's also floods, they cannot access. They have laggers. We have some seasonal rivers around. When the rivers get filled up, they cannot cross out. So you'll only get maybe 30% attendance until the rain subsides to a level where they can cross seasonal rivers. So that's a thing that like, and teachers must understand that like they cannot come because there are no way they can come to school. We wait until they're okay, they come, but teaching still proceeds and continues. So you can imagine the learning outcomes, the performance in the national examination is always very low because of that. So few of learners excel, few. Like only 2% of our learners in 2023 managed to secure quality grades. Those grades that can take them to university. Okay, 2% out of 2,700 who happened to do the examination. That's around 75% of the learners. Out of 2,700, only 75% managed to get C+ and above.
How many percent?
2% of that. 1%. Only
2% of total students.
2,700. Yes, so 2,700 learners were registered for examination nationally. Wow. Out of that, only 75%, 75 of them managed to get a good grade that could take them to universities in Kenya. So that is only around 2% of that particular, 1 to 2%. So you can imagine most of them will not attend that. So where do they go? Now that's the question.
So only 55 students out of 2,750 are qualified to have C+ to go to university.
So those are some of the, and the reason is because one, some of them don't attend regularly. Some will come to school, they don't come regularly, so therefore they miss out on a lot of things. And also the classrooms are overcrowded, and maybe very few of them, teachers can move along with very few. And most of them are not moving along with the teachers, you see, because of psychological issues, the stress level, the trauma issues, which we need to ensure that we identify and we support along the way. And that's why we have a counselor now. Our counselors therefore identify learners who seemingly showing some signs of psychological discomfort and emotional disturbance, and then we can be able to support them through counseling. We take them through, and then they can be able to kind of stay within the school. Yeah. And also what we do for girls is we provide what's called school fee waivers for them. They pay some school fee. Yeah. It's not free. We pay around $21 a year.
A year. $21 a year. $21 a year. A year.
In a year.
Teacher for a year? No.
No, the students pay to attend the school.
$21 for a whole year to come to school.
Yeah, it's $21.
Uniform, another $15.
Oh, uniform too.
Another $20, so it's cost about $65 to educate a student here for a year.
So that $21 is also
$66 to
above
educate
most
one
of
of
them.
the students a
It's
year.
above most of them.
Not 1 year.
So not
Uniform,
like
school uniforms,
they
and
can afford to pay
books
$21.
and fees.
Especially girls. So what we do as JRS, like we sort for funds from donors. And when we get these funds, we put it into the education. So the girls who are not able to meet this cost, we support them, we give them the fee waivers. So we pay for them this so that they can be able to stay. It's a process, it's a way of how we need to ensure that we increase enrollment of girls in the school. The teenage mothers, the child mothers, some who are married, and they've come back. Now they don't pay. We pay for them so that they can be able to stay in the school. So that's what we do, a lot of fundraising for that $21. It helps, it keeps them in school. Also, some of them also, they need to provide the scholastic material, the uniform they need to provide. And some may not be able to provide the uniform. So we try to look for, we mobilize for resources, then we get uniform, we tell them now, go into the school and go and study. Because education here is a protection facility for them. Leave them outside there, you not see them. Some of them, they marry them very early, especially. They cross the border, they are married in the South Sudan. So you see, we try to bring them and keep them in school. And we tell the teachers to be very much alert. And then we get a lot of support when they require the support for it. So those are some of the education emergency issues. But up and above, our main pillars are three. One is access, ensuring that everybody accesses education. The second is about learning outcome, which is called teaching and learning, to ensure that whatever happens here, there is a competency. Learners acquire specific skills and competence to enable them function within their community. And also the third one is about improving psychological and emotional well-being of our learners. So that's why we have a lot of activities, the clubs, societies, for them, the trainings, the child safeguarding, child protection issues, and so many things so that they are able to stay within the school. Something that I want to end with is like, we have the dropout rate. It's also very high. Yeah, just as usual. Completion rate is very limited. So if you look at our cohort, in a year, which is academic year, 30% of girls drop out. 30% of girls drop out within one academic year, and 28% of boys drop out. So those who get into maybe 1 year, well, at the end of it all, you only get like around 30% will have dropped out, And some of them drop out is reasons so many. The marriages, the child marriages, the forced unions, some of them are getting forced into that, child early forced unions. Some of them say that because of the pregnancies as well, some of them become pregnant and then they have to leave. Some of them because they cite because we don't have some of these teaching learning materials, but we have. So we don't send anybody home because they don't have the textbooks or they don't have whatever. We don't send them home. They use whatever is existing. They can share, but let them stay within the school. So completion rate is also kind of okay, but we are working on those things that we are really working on.
If they cannot afford to pay for tuition, can they come?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They come. Okay. So we need to understand why you cannot. We have what is called vulnerability assessment. We do a vulnerability assessment, and once we assess, look at what is the need, what's the situation, and then we support.
You get a fundraising support.
We do fundraising to ensure that we support. As even partners, some partners also do fundraising, and then they help. They give us funds and they say, we have this amount of dollars to support girls who may not be able to pay. Then we do assessment, vulnerability assessment to come up with the two that we have, and then we pick the one who are most needy. And then once we pick them, we support them. We have tail-headed households here, so many of them. They are the ones taking care of their families and also in school. And by day they are here, they have to take care of the families. People like that, we try to ensure that we keep them in the school here. Yeah. So we've kind of increased our fundraising initiative so much for the secondary school because there's so many gaps. Wash, you have to do the wash, to do the teaching learning materials and things like that.
How much does it cost to build the washroom, like one of the units on the average?
Around 600,000
shilling.
That's for the two. Yes, for the two door. Two door is around 600,000.
Okay.
600,000.
That is around
Shilling.
That's around 6,000
US dollar. Six US dollar. 6,000.
6,000.
$600.
6,000.
600,000. So
600.
4,600. 5,000 for that. Yeah, that's why I say 5,000.
5,000.
Around $5,000. That is two door.
High.
For two
Because we
restroom.
have to dig and then we have to build
5,000
from-
for the two restroom.
We have to line. We have to build from.
Yeah, you need to dig the
Yeah,
hole.
because also they collapse. The type of soil here is very weak. And it
When it's
collapse.
rain.
So we start building all the bricks all the way from down. All the way. So that's why it costs so high. We start building because
Cái là 4
it's
cái
a very
phòng
weak.
đấy không?
No,
Hai cái là 5,000. So 4 of them are 10. For a restaurant, $10,000, and it's just a hole, but they have to build somehow. I don't know.
And maybe also
Because it's raining, no, because it's raining here, it'll be flood. So they have to build it. Chắc là phải xây nữa.
Sorry, wait.
maybe the last thing that I think I need to mention is about it's an inclusive secondary school, so we have also learners with disabilities. Here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we also have those with disabilities, and actually around 100 and 200 learners in all out of the 14,000 have some forms of disability. The most common form of disability for us is visual impairment, and also after that also we have those ones with the physical impairment. That's why we try to have the ramps and things. We try to make it different, but we've not reached where really disability inclusive as such, how we want it to be, because we look at the toilet sometimes, like it's not kind of disability friendly, like they need to have those kind of holders within. So we have those learners, and these learners, some of them, they don't attend regularly, especially when it rains, they not expect them to. So we are trying to also, we have some funds, we support some transportation, we give them some transportation that they can do to attend the school regularly as well.
How much you have to pay for the teacher?
For the teacher, the salary? Now we have two kind of teachers.
Yeah, the refugee and the regular one.
Yes. So for the refugee, we pay approximately average of 9,000
A month.
9,000 is around a month. That is around
9,000 shilling.
No,
$65.
$65.
$65 there and above.
A month.
Yes, per month. Yes, per month.
Salaries, teacher, salary
So,
$65.
and, let's talk about for the other national
Kenyan,
teachers.
yeah.
Kenya is around 680, around $700.
Oh, so it's just $5 difference.
No, $700.
$700
700 versus 65.
Oh, month.
per month.
So $65 versus 700. Wow, refugee teachers only $65 a month, but Kenyan teacher is 600.
Even if refugee teacher they have been experienced teacher in the past in the home country.
Wow.
Because they are not.
They're not qualified to teach.
That's the thing,
They're
yeah.
not qualified.
Yeah, 700 for national and $65.
But they're not qualified.
They're not qualified.
They don't have experience.
And also the laws, the country laws,
Yeah.
the laws of the country don't allow them to teach
Yeah.
because they don't have the
They don't not
documentation.
qualify.
That's why we pay them what's called incentive, not salary. It's an incentive pay. It's not salary. They don't have the documents to teach, and the government cannot allow them to teach for now. They are not trained, so unless they get all the documentation, they're allowed the work permit to work here, then at least they'll be earning just like Kenyan earn. But because also they don't have that, so they have to give them that incentive. And also that pay is also guided by the UNHCR. So we don't just pay. UNHCR provide the policy on what we need
That's
to pay.
possible. Everybody who work for NGO, we cannot pay more than other agency.
Yes, we cannot pay. It has to be harmonized, and the UNHCR
Harmonized.
does that for us. They say if you pay more, because if you pay less, others will run from the other agencies and come and work
They
for you.
portion people. Yeah.
And if you don't pay good, also they leave you. They go and work for the other agency. So it's harmonized. Whether you're working for Wendell International, Kenya, or GRS Kenya,
Don Bosco.
Don Bosco, that's the not only pays,
FMM,
which is better for
also
us.
the same.
It's so much good for us. Yeah, but I know that money is not enough because of the fact they're doing so much work. They do most of the work here. They do a lot of work.
So where are the refugees come from in this camp?
Their countries.
Refugee, where they come from?
Majority of them come from South Sudan. Majority of them come from South Sudan.
62%.
Yeah, around 60% of them there come from South Sudan. We also have that from Sudan as well. There's also Sudan. We also have some coming from Congo. The Great Lakes, call them the Great Lakes region. The Congo, the few in Rwanda, we have few Eritreans, we have the Ethiopians here, the Burundians are here, and the Ugandans are also there, few Ugandans also around. Yeah.
So if the U.S. people want to donate to this school, who do they contact?
The GRS now.
They can do it
GRS.
online.
Yes, you can do
Donation.
it online. There's a mail, father. About that, there's a mail contact father. Once father has been contacted, everything will just flow.
Send him $1 million.
Send a mail and what you want to do, and then we develop what is called proposals. We tell you the gaps, that is the needs which we have, and then you develop a budget with the needs, and then you look at the needs, you review, you say this okay, now that you attended this place, and then now we can start the journey together.
You guys get a lot of donation from the U.S. or other places?
Most of our funding from the US, but we still are short. We don't have fully fund for next year yet.
So GRS USA support us.
Well, maybe after this trip, we could consider something affordable assistance, that we could help. But we need to assess and evaluate, decide which one the most need, because there's so many needed here, right? Yeah. So we might discern something manageable.
Jeremiah, just to clarify, the salary for the Kenyan teachers is how much per month?
We pay around 700 average.
$700
Dollars.
US dollars
Yes.
Per month.
per month.
Yes.
But the refugee is only
$65.
Dollars.
Yeah.
That's a huge gap difference.
Yeah, because the Kenyans are trained. They've gone to the university and they've been trained, and they're working in their country, and they have the right to work.
Yeah.
The refugees, one, they're not trained, but also they work permit.
Work permit.
Yeah. And also it's harmonized within the camp. The UNHCR has to harmonize that so that we pay whatever is agreed.
Oh, okay.
We cannot just pay without getting the directive from the UNHCR who coordinates.
But if the refugee teacher have the experience and
As the
qualification,
No, they have to be
Still, we cannot pay them what we pay.
certified. They have to be
you still have to
We
certify.
we have some currently who have trained. They've gone to the universities, Kenyan universities, and they've even secured those good qualification, just like the Kenyans, but still we pay them that. We cannot pay them more. Because the work permit, the laws of the land also come into play here. Kenyans have the laws, which are the labor laws, and a lot of the laws so must listen to. But what we do for those teachers, the one who have been trained, we pay them more than the untrained refugees. More, slightly higher. So we pay them around 20,000 Kenyan shillings. That is how many dollars?
10,000 is about 140.
Yes, around that.
Đây có đứa
So
nào
we pay them more,
đây đi dạy.
better than the other ones.
Được trả 65. Được trả bao nhiêu tiền? 65.
Do you have any students that be able to go to the university?
Yes, we train them. If they qualify, they get the grades. They go to the Kenyan university, they get trained. We have some parents
Do
doing
they
it.
have to pay more tuition?
Yeah, because they are foreign. They are foreign candidates, foreign learners, so the one that I pay
more?
They pay more. Yes, they pay more than the Kenyans because they are foreign candidates.
Bigger picture.
They pay more.
They afford the money to go to the university?
Yeah, some of them get scholarship. Yeah, the scholarship, the DAFI, the Rose scholarship.
Nó dạy thôi. No, nhưng mà nó có, nó sẽ được tiền, nó trích được nhiều học sinh.
But they are foreign countries, foreign.
Nếu mà dạy đây sợ thằng government nó ghé vô nó shut down luôn.
No, I don't think so. So how many refugees in this camp and how long they stay?
In the camp. Currently in the camp we are around 300,000.
300 refugees?
Yeah, around 300,000 refugees.
And what is the average?
The entire camp. Yeah. The last time I think from the records around 60 to 300,000. But this camp started around 1992.
92 or 95?
92.
92. That's when this camp started. Some of them were born here. Some of the refugees were born here. They've grown here. They
So
know Kenya as a
that number should be increased then. If that number is 300 in 1992.
No,
whole.
now.
As per now.
Oh, now.
As per now. It's around that. That's the current population as per now is around 300,000. Yeah.
And
209 something to 10,000 there and above. Yes.
If they was born here, can they have the Kenyan
Citizenship?
citizenship?
Not yet. Not yet because those are the government policies.
Wow.
But the government is currently working on that something. Government is kind of working on a pact, it's called integration of the refugees into the national system, where they want to give them the work permits, they want to give them the documents which could enable them to access financial services and education within the Kenya. So they're trying to work on their integration process. It has got a high level now, it has gone to very high level steps. In the next, 1 to 2 years, we are going to have refugees being integrated. That is if there's goodwill. If there's goodwill by the government of Kenya, then we are going to have refugees being part and parcel of Kenya because some of them, they know here as home. like especially the one from the South Sudan who have been here for a period of time. So some of them come anytime there's conflict in South Sudan, they cross over. Like in 2011, there was some violence. Anytime they saw something in elections, South Sudan, there's kind of mayhem, violence. So you see them coming here. So, but some of them were born here. They've been brought up here. Some of them just came and then they come and they study in Kenya and they stay here. Some of them go back. Some come when they get this education of Kenya, which is kind of high-level education, they go back to their country. This education in Kenya can help them secure jobs in other countries.
So usually how long they stay in the camp? Average.
That we cannot determine. It determines a lot of factors. So many factors determine how long they stay, but that's now the UNHCR which really handles things with that. There's called repatriation, resettlement, or we call them complementary pathways. So the situation is like when they come here, some of them may get to resettle. It's called durable solution. Some of them may resettle in the US or other countries. Some of them need to be voluntary repatriation to their country, and some of them also stay as they wait for whatever can.
What is the shortest and length they stay? No longest length.
You may never tell.
Sometimes we have medical conditions. They go pretty fast.
So the shortest, longest, I think UNHCR can be able to tell us because they have the records of how fast, how long they stay. For us, we don't have those records.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We want to go back to the compound before the
Yes.
6 o'clock. So let's go.
All right, thank